Welcome to Circle Mobility. Let's start the workout. Stand with your feet hip-width distance from each other and start with an inhale. Lift your left arm, rotate from the shoulder and bring it down. Exhale. Let's bring it reverse. Lift the arm up. Deep inhale, rotate and your palm is facing toward your thigh. Do the other side. Make sure that you're rotating from the shoulder. And again, go back to your left arm. Deep inhale. And exhale, bring the hand down next to your torso. And the other way around. Now we are going to move with both arms, squeeze the back, and then bring the arms down and lean over into your tabletop position. Make sure that your back is flat. And inhale, come back up, big circle with the arms, open the chest, and exhale, circles down and down to tabletop, flat back. Let's speed it up a little. Inhale. Bring your arms up, big circle, and then come back, big circle, flat back, and again. If you want to add some extra, you can lift your heels when you reach with your arms. Now cross your arms front of your chest and start to do some torso circles. Start to the left. Try to isolate the move only onto your upper back. Use your spine. Circles alternately, one side and then the other direction. Alright, now open your feet wider than your hips, bend your knees and try to touch the floor. Bring the elbows down. Inhale, lift your arms up, pull the shoulders out and bend your knees. Go deep down again, every time a little deeper. Touch the floor. Inhale, reach with the arms. Last time again, and then turn and go down onto your all fours. Your back is flat as a tabletop as well. Your fingers pointing forward and start to do circles on your hands. It's very important that our wrists are ready for the workout. Gently, don't place too much body weight onto your wrists. Now we are going to turn the hands, so the fingers pointing toward the knees, and stretch your back, push the back up toward the ceiling and then hyperextend and look up to the ceiling. Do a few more. Alright, let's sit down. Bring your left knee, the left leg to the front and the right goes behind into this Z sit position. And we are going to lift the right leg to the front. Slowly lift the leg, half with your hand if it's needed. And rotate with the torso, open the chest, reach with the arm. Bring the leg back slowly and support yourself with your left hand. Big circles. Lift the hip and come back down. Let's do it one more time. Bring the back leg, the right leg to the front. Cross and hold the thigh very close to your torso. Open the chest and reach with your right arm. Bring the leg back. Support yourself. Big circle with your arm and lift the hip. Reach far behind. And come back with a big circle. And come back for the starting position. Let's do it again. The leg goes to the front. Hug the knee close. Open the chest. And come back. Lift your arm up. Lift the hip. And come back down. We are going to do it one more time, and this time if you want to challenge yourself, maybe you don't use your hands. So bring the hands together in front of your chest, bring the leg to the front, hug the knee and open the chest. And again, hands are together, and without the help of the hands, bring the leg back. Circle and lift the hip, reach very, very far behind you, and come back down. Right, now we do the other side. And again, sit tall, bring the leg to the front, hug the knee and open the chest, twist the torso, come back. The leg goes behind into this Z sit and reach. And again, bring the leg to the front, cross and open the chest. Come back, leg goes behind, and a big circle, lift your hip and reach with your fingertips. And come back. We have one more without the support of the hands. So the leg goes by itself to the front, open the chest, sit tall, and again without the hand, back to the Z sit, and lift the hip up. And come back down. Alright. Now we move to the next phase. Come up onto your all fours. I will show you first, you need to watch and then we can do it together. So we start from a child's pose. Reach with your hands, with your arms to the front. A little release for the lower back. And then slowly lift your knees and your hip with a big wave. Go to plank, lower yourself and your left arm goes behind. Bring the hand back under the shoulder and push yourself back onto your knees into child's pose. And again, push yourself up, push the chest over the thigh and with a big wave, come back down to plank. Lower the chest, reach with your other arm, bring the hand behind your lower back, bring the hand up again, hand under the shoulder and push yourself back to child's pose. We are going to repeat it a few more times, alternating the sides. Toes under, push your hip and with a wave of your spine, up to plank and down to the floor. Reach with your arm, touch the lower back and up above the head. Push yourself up and back into child's pose. And let's do it again on the other side. Big wave with your spine, down to plank. Lower yourself down onto your stomach. Touch your lower back. Bring the arm back to the front, hand under the shoulder, push yourself up and back into child's pose. Let's do it one more time. Big wave, from plank down to your stomach, lift and the hand goes behind your lower back and up above the head. Push yourself up and back into child's pose. And one more time on the other side. Big wave, plank, down to your stomach, Reach with your other arm. Bring the hand behind your back. And the hand goes up above the head. Hand back under the shoulder and sit back into child's pose. Let's move to the next sequence. At first I will demonstrate, so please watch. We start from this kneeling position. Lift the torso up. And you're going to reach back with one arm and the other arm goes above the head. Look up to the ceiling, lean back, and then place your hands down to the floor and roll up into a standing position. Bring the arms up above the head. Lower yourself down into squat and go back down to the knees. Let's do it together. Start from the kneeling position, reach back, and we're going to repeat this same exercise on the same side before we move to the other side. Roll up vertebrae by vertebrae and reach with your arms. Down to squat, place your hands down and place your knees down. Lift the chest up. Let's do it again. Reach back with one hand and don't forget to squeeze the butt so you can avoid injuries in the lower back. Squeeze the butt and then lean back. Shift your weight onto your heels and roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Reach with your arms, squeeze the back, and then squat, hands down, knees down, lift the chest up. Let's do it again. Same side. One arm goes up and the other touches the heel. And try to come up without the help of the hands. Reach with your arms. Come back to squat and again, not using the hands. Place your knees down and we are back in the starting position. Now we are going to do the other side. Reach back with one hand and the other arm reaches up behind, far behind. Hands down. Roll yourself onto your heels and vertebrae by vertebrae roll up. Reach with the arms down to squat, flat feet on the floor, hands down, knees down and lift the chest up. And again, same side. Reach with the hands, with the arms. Hands down on the floor, lift and roll up. Arms up, squat down and hands down, knees down, lift the chest up. Let's do it one more time. Reach behind and the other arm goes above the head. And now we try without the hands. Yes, it's not easy. Roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Reach with your arms if you want to lift your heels. Come back down into squat. And again, without help of the hands, place your knees down. Alright, and we move again to the next sequence. We will start on our stomach. At first I will demonstrate, so please watch. We are going to lift the right leg. Do a circle with the foot, bring it behind, and the other leg straighten out, opening the window. Lift your hip, stay there, hold it, and then close the window. Chest goes toward the floor and roll back down. And place the leg down. And again, lift, circle, roll back, place the foot down, open the window, lift your hip. Place the hip down, close the window, chest over the floor and roll back, straighten your leg. Now let's do this on the other side. Bend, curl, circles with the foot and bring the foot behind, lift the chest, open the window, bring the straight leg forward and lift the hip. Bring the leg back, chest over the floor and straighten the legs. And again, circles, step back, straight leg, open, lift the hip, close the window, chest down to the floor, and come back, straighten the leg. And now it's time to put everything together, what we learned, into a nice flow. Just stretch for a few seconds in child's pose, and then lift yourself up and go down into a seated position. Bring your left knee to the front and your right leg goes behind, and let's start with the first sequence. Bring the right leg to the front and across, rotate from the torso, bring the leg back, big circle, and lift your hip up. Bring the hip down and up onto your all fours. Tuck your toes under, and from child's pose, lift your hip with a big wave, spine wave, plank, lower yourself down to the floor, and your right arm goes behind your lower back, lift the chest a little, and then reach up again above the head, bring the hand under the shoulder, and sit back into child's pose. From here, lift your chest, and we are going to reach behind, touch the heel with your right arm, roll onto your heels and roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, arms up next to your ears, squeeze your upper back, and then squat, hands down, knees down, and walk forward, down onto your stomach, bend your right leg, circle with the foot, roll behind, and with your left, nice and straight, open the window and lift your hip. Lower the hip, close the window, roll back onto your stomach, and straighten your leg. Push yourself back into child's pose. Let's do it again. Same side. So it means that you're bringing your left knee to the front and the right knee comes across. Torso rotation. Right knee goes back. Big circle with your right arm and lift your hip. Up onto your all fours, sit back into child's pose, and then push your hip up, spine wave, plank, and down to your stomach, right arm up and behind your lower back, reach up again, push yourself back into child's pose, and down, lift your chest, yes, and reach back. Roll up without the hands and roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Lift your heels if you want. Squat down, hands down, or without the hands, place your knees down and walk with your hands. Now you're on your stomach. Right leg goes behind. Open the window with the left and the hip lifts up. Come back down. Close the window and roll onto your stomach again. Straighten the legs and sit back into child's pose. Now we are going to repeat the whole flow on the other side. So now this time your right knee is at the front and we start lifting the left leg. Cross and rotate from the torso. Reach with your arm and lift the hip up. Onto your all fours. Sit back into child's pose, then push yourself up. Spine wave, plank, down, and your left arm lifts behind the lower back, above the head, hands under the shoulder. Sit back into child's pose. Lift your chest and with your left arm reach for your heel, right arm above the head. Roll onto your heels and straighten the leg. Roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Arms next to your ears. Squat down, flat feet on the floor. Hands down. Down onto your stomach. Bend your left knee. Circle with the left foot and roll behind. Open the window with the right leg, lift the hip, close the window, and roll down. Straighten the leg and push yourself back into child's pose. Let's do it one more time. Right knee at the front, cross the left, open the chest, circle with your arm, lift the hip, and come back onto your all fours. Sit back into child's pose, and from here push your hip up. Spine wave, plank, chest down. Left arm reaches above the head and behind the lower back, above the head, and under the shoulder. Push yourself back into child's pose. Lift the chest up. Reach behind with your left and up with your right. Roll up, flat feet, vertebrae by vertebrae. Reach with the arms, be very tall, lift the heels, squat, and hands down. Place your chest down, bend your left leg, circle with the left foot. Open the window, lift the hip. Close the window, roll back onto your stomach and straighten the legs and push back into child's pose. Now we switch to the stretching. From child's pose, reach with both arms to the left, push your hip to the right, and then walk with your hands to the right and push your hip to the left. Come back up and roll onto your back. Roll down and cross the legs, figure 4 stretch. Pull your thigh close to your torso, hold. And then bring your arms out to the side and bring both legs down to the right. And then slowly lift the legs and bring them to the other side and stay there again. Keep your shoulder blades on the floor. And then straighten your legs and roll onto your side. Open the chest and big circles with your arm. So if you turn to your left, then it's your right arm which is doing the circles above the head. Make sure that your fingers stay on the floor. It's a very good way to mobilize the shoulder and open the chest. Slowly roll back and we start everything over on the other side. Figure 4 stretch, close the leg and pull them close to your torso. Bring your arms out to the sides and now the legs, they will go to the left. Stay there. And slowly bring them to the other side. Come back to the center, roll onto your other side again. And with your arm, big circle, half circle, moving from the shoulder, open the chest. then slowly roll up into a seated position. Find a comfortable position. Bring your left knee to the front and straighten the right leg. Bring your right elbow close to your inner thigh. Open the chest and lean down toward your thigh. And then turn toward your straight leg and do your best. Try to reach your toes. Slowly roll up and switch. We do the other side. Again, we start with the torso bend. So now your left elbow goes close to your inner thigh. Try to open the chest. Your elbow is pointing up, your right elbow toward the ceiling. And then turn toward your straight leg and try to reach your ankle or your toes. Slowly roll up and cross your shins. Sit tall, relax with your shoulders, and we will still mobilize the shoulders a little. Try to imagine you're holding something in your palm and you really don't want to spill it. It's like a plate, so you have something on the plate. And do the other side. Right now, with your left arm, reach out, flex your hand, your fingers pointing down toward the floor, and bring your head away from your left shoulder. Do the other side. Reach with your arm, flex your hand, and the head turns away from the shoulder. Now bring your hands and we do again the plate. We try to rotate from the shoulders. Bring the hands together and press your palms forward. Big stretch in your back. And then grab your knees and vertebrae by vertebrae. Pull yourself back up into a straight seated position. And I will show you from the side view. Big stretch, lean back. And then grab your knees and roll up and sit tall. Take a deep inhale and exhale, and one more time, deep inhale, hold it in and bring the hands down. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it.